for people to come at me and say that I made those comments because I'm a racist, like, first of all, black people can't be racist.
Are they gonna get the ball up in time? Clark for the win! Yeah!
Cheryl Swoops, a name that once stood for greatness, now tangled in controversy. She thought she could belittle Caitlin Clark, dismiss her rise as just another overhyped rookie. Swoops, a legend in her own right, questioned Clark's record-breaking run, mocking her success, spreading false claims, and underestimating the fire behind Clark's game. But what Cheryl didn't see coming was the silent fury of an athlete determined to prove her wrong. No words, no drama, just cold, hard dominance on the court. Swoops may have tried to humiliate her, but Caitlin Clark's revenge was delivered in the only way that matters, through undeniable greatness. What followed left Swoops and her critics absolutely speechless.
If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record.
So let me paint the scene for you. Earlier this year, Cheryl Swoops decided to take a swing at Caitlin during an interview on Gilbert Arenas' podcast. And let me tell you, it was a wild ride of inaccuracies. Swoops went on to claim that Caitlin's success was somehow less impressive because she supposedly had an extra year to break records thanks to the COVID-19 eligibility rule.
The first is how many years she played college basketball, implying that she played 5 years because of COVID. In reality, she's played 4, just like Kelsey Plum, and she even broke the record in less games. The second lie is how many shots a game Caitlin Clark takes, saying she takes 40 shots a game. Over the course of her career, Clark has only shot 19 shots a game, which is less than half of what Swoops said.
Excuse me, Cheryl, but let's check the facts, shall we? Caitlin broke those records in the same number of years as everyone else. She didn't need an extra year, and the record books are there to prove it. But that wasn't enough for Swoops. She even claimed that Caitlin was out here taking 40 shots per game. Girl, what? Caitlin shoots about 20 times per game, not 40. I don't know where Cheryl got those numbers, but it wasn't from reality.
How much more experience that gives you over other players coming in, right? So people say, dang, like he or she's killing them, but you have a 25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old. Like, you should be killing them. Because you've been doing it a lot longer than they have. Clark right now probably takes about 40 shots a game.
Now, here's where it gets even messier. When Swoops was called out for spreading straight-up falsehoods, did she apologize and move on like a grown adult? Of course not. Instead, she doubled down on her nonsense and even went as far as sarcastically dismissing her critics online. She was out here posting demeaning memes and trying to make it a race thing. Swoops' entire defense became a narrative about not allowing black women to have opinions. Hold up, Cheryl. It's not about your opinion, it's about facts. You can't just make stuff up and expect no one to call you on it.
So for people to come at me and say that I made those comments because I'm a racist, like, first of all, black people can't be racist, but like, that's the farthest thing from my mind. Like, I grew up in a very small West Texas town, predominantly white. My best childhood friend is white. So it's important for me that I speak up for people that look like me.
So while Cheryl was busy spreading misinformation and acting like a Twitter troll, Caitlin Clark did what she does best. Let her game do the talking. Because, let's be real, Caitlin isn't just any rookie. She was dominating from day one in the WNBA, consistently proving why she's considered one of the best prospects to come into the league in years.
Enter today 43 points shy of surpassing her. 2 to shoot for Clark. She'll need the heroics here. And doesn't. Is anyone surprised?
That's what they come to see. I mean, Jazz Shelley was out on her at half court knowing
She's had more 30-plus point games than anybody in the last 25 years in men's and women's basketball.
I was worried about getting into foul trouble with their bigs. Keep throwing it inside.
Clark, she gets one to go.
That's her spot. Left wing extended. Caitlin Clark loves that Mediacom court logo on the floor.
Caitlin's response wasn't loud or messy like Cheryl's. She didn't engage in the online drama. Instead, she responded the best way possible by completely outplaying everyone on the court. In fact, the Indiana Fever star rookie has been putting up numbers that make the critics look downright foolish. Clark's record-breaking season speaks for itself. From her dazzling three-pointers to those cross-court passes that leave defenders standing there like, wait, what just happened?
We're in the nation's capital taking on the Mystics. More than 20,000 fans were in attendance for this thing. The largest WNBA crowd in 17 years. That would include Kim Mulkey, Angel Reese's coach there at LSU during her title win. Under 5 minutes to go in the first, it's Caitlin Clark. The ball's knocked loose, doesn't matter. 29 feet away, pulling up from Alexandria. Boom. Dude, no problem. Is so sick.
But the ultimate moment of revenge came when Swoops had to eat her words in a way that only the universe could serve up. During a game between the Fever and the Chicago Sky, Clark absolutely humiliated Chicago with a career-defining performance, knocking down deep threes like they were free throws. It was the kind of game where you sit back and think, man, Cheryl must be sweating watching this. There's no talking your way around what Clark is doing on the court. But here's where it gets even juicier. After a week of posting all kinds of nonsense on social media, Swoops quietly backpedaled. She sent a private message to Clark admitting that she made a mistake and that her comments about Caitlin taking an extra year were totally wrong. She even tried to laugh it off, saying, "COVID year has me all confused. Yeah, no, Cheryl. You don't get to LOL your way out of this." At this point, you've got to wonder, why the hate, Cheryl? Is it jealousy? Is it bitterness that the game has moved on and Caitlin is taking the spotlight? Or is it that Swoops, like some others, just can't handle seeing a young white player dominate in a league where black athletes have historically been the stars? Whatever the reason, it's not a good look for Swoops. And her attempt to play the victim card afterward, yeah, that didn't land well either.
Iowa, they play so fast. At times, teams think they can run with them as well. But I mean, Caitlin Clark just took it from all the way behind half court, got to the basket. That cannot happen for Northwestern.
And Caitlin Clark is now the all-time leading scorer in the Big Ten. Of course, that means she passes Kelsey Mitchell on the NCAA's all-time scoring list.
The most amazing part about all this, Caitlin Clark's response, if you can even call it that, was all class. She didn't throw shade, didn't engage in drama. She simply thanked Cheryl for reaching out and reminded everyone watching that her focus is always on the game, not the nonsense. And that's what makes Caitlin Clark so dangerous. She doesn't need to get dragged into petty fights because she's too busy breaking records and leading her team to victory. At the end of the day, Cheryl Swoops might be a Hall of Famer, but Caitlin Clark is a rising star who's already leaving an indelible mark on the game. No amount of shade or misinformation can stop the fact that she is a generational talent. The numbers don't lie, and neither do her performances. Caitlin Clark's revenge isn't just about proving people wrong, it's about rewriting what's possible in the WNBA. And honestly, if Swoops or anyone else can't handle that, well, they can stay mad. Don't be a Cheryl, be a Caitlin. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next breakdown of her incredible journey. Share your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think will try to challenge Caitlin next? And how do you think she'll respond? And as always, stay tuned for more insights, drama, and epic moments from the world of basketball.